Hey, what's up, guys? So I was planning on doing an OpenBSD video today, but last night before I was going to bed, I had this idea while I was laying in bed. I was like, like blockchain and like the technology and everything for LBRY, Odyssey, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all of this stuff. It's super useful in just about any and every way. I mean, blockchain nowadays is being applied to everything because it's just better, it's smarter, it's way more difficult to have rampant corruption inside of a blockchain system. So I thought about it, I was like, wouldn't it make sense to eventually just have a blockchain based government where, like, right now the way here it is here in America, I mean, the way we have our system set up is we have representatives to vote for us because they need to represent a large group of people that can't, you know, cast their votes. But nowadays, there's no excuse to still be under that system of, you, instead of voting on the specific topics that you would want to vote on or have an opinion on, you vote on a person that you hope will represent you and your values and your beliefs. Is that even necessary anymore? Like think about it. There's places that don't have internet. However, the government still offers, we have public libraries. So you can get internet access at a public library. So even if you're someone at home where you couldn't necessarily vote on anything on a blockchain based government, but you could easily go down to the library and vote. Hell, most people, when it comes time to vote here in America, we all go to a voting booth and do that there. Why don't we just switch over to blockchain based government in general? Now, this is not like let's start a revolution and like overthrow the government, but I have a feeling that just one day it'll happen. Like it probably, to be honest, with this type of technology here, which by the way, the reason I've got the screen up the way it is I actually started searching to see if anyone else is even talking about this, like the idea of just completely redoing government based on blockchain technology. Not necessarily today, because I feel like we're in the infancy of blockchain. It's definitely a solid technology. However, it hasn't been it just hasn't been developed long enough. So I'm not necessarily saying that this should happen today or tomorrow, but within 5 to 15 years, why not? Like, I mean, as long as I don't think we're going to have anything when it comes to the blockchain, the core foundation of what blockchain is. That's a bad thing. Now, here's another thing too. So everyone complains about, a lot of the cryptocurrencies, blockchain technologies out there, they rely on proof of work. And, this just causes, like, I think the Bitcoin network itself draws as much power as an entire country. Here's an interesting idea. Wouldn't it actually be worth that electricity? Like, let's say that, just for an example, in the future, let's say America, we completely redo our government system. We no longer elect representatives to go and vote on things for us. We no longer have a president that signs off on wars. Just everything is voted on by individuals. The entirety of America actually votes on stuff. And hey, if things don't get voted on, I mean, I'm sure we could sit here and talk for a long time about how you could plan it out so that, how laws or proposed bills are written up, like, how to go about doing all of this stuff without having actual representatives that we elect to go and do it. Like, how do we organize it as a whole? And and do that stuff. I feel like it could easily be done. It's just, it's going to be different. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some engineering, some designing, but it could happen. And why wouldn't we? Like, we have rampant corruption. I mean, and that's not here, just here in the US. That's everywhere. Like, I don't think anyone out there truly likes a politician. Like, you can have a politician, and see, here's the thing about politicians. You know, you're in a bad field when someone genuinely will like freak out that you're a good person. Like, if I meet a politician and it turns out that they're exceptionally nice through and through, and I just like them as a person, that is extremely rare. Like, I meet politicians, I'm like, he's a nice guy, but I wouldn't have a drink with him. Meet politicians. Actually, I met one, I'm not going to name her by name because she's actually like, I think she's a representative for my state, or at least was. I don't know. I'm not going to name her by name. You might know who I'm talking about if you know where I live. But she's a piece of work. She's really nice to you. However, behind closed doors, real piece of work. So, but anyway, like when it comes to politicians, like, and just the way our government is right now, it's full of corruption. It just is. And a blockchain technology could essentially solve that. It would make it the amount of effort and work that it would take for someone to, actually skew stuff when it comes to a blockchain technology is you would need essentially most of the network to be able to do it. And so at that point, wouldn't it just be voting? Like, that's how it works now, as a majority wins, But here, the way it works now is well, do you trust, like, no one actually trusts the election numbers. No one's going to fight or really argue that there was like, well, who we've got in the office now is not who should be there, whatever, even though we all know voter manipulation happens. We just don't know what extent, but we're all okay with it. So why wouldn't we be okay with voter manipulation in a system where it's much, much more difficult to actually affect stuff? Sorry, I had to check my dog. I thought he was chewing on a cord. Freaked out for a second, but no, he's good. So why don't we just switch over to a system using blockchain? And so anyway, what I was saying is why I've got this screen up here is I actually looked for it to see if anyone else was talking about, just, hey, can there be a country out there that just decides, hey, can we just scrap the government and try and rebuild a blockchain, try and engineer a blockchain technology, like, just phase out a government? No one seems, at least from the searches that I was doing, I couldn't find anyone or any place out there that's really has that idea. The only things I can find is how blockchain can benefit governments and how it can, increase their effectiveness and increase their reactivity to things, which, I mean, it's all fine and good, but I think we're in this early stage of blockchain, and no one's just ripping off the Band-Aid and going to talk about, no, blockchain is going to replace, like, just in case that, I mean, I know there's not, but just in case there's a politician out there who's listening to this, most likely in 20 years, I have a firm belief that your job is going to be fucking useless, and no one is going to miss not having to elect you to go in and do your job. Now, you might do, again, this is to a politician out there watching this that definitely doesn't exist, but it's not that, you do a bad job of what you do. It's just that the system that you work in now is completely useless in a world where blockchain technology exists, in a world where almost every, like, and again, I'm not talking about this for every country out there. I'm talking here in America. Here in America, even in the parts of the state where you don't have internet, you could drive 45 minutes, an hour at most, and get to a place that has internet. And see, here's the thing. In those same places that I'm talking about, they most likely have to drive that far. Maybe they save 10, 15 minutes, but they have to drive that far anyway to be able to get to the voter place. So what's the difference? What's the difference? Why stay in this system of electing people and knowing that there is rampant corruption inside of, like, any person that tells me that there's no corruption in our government clearly is not awake. Like, that's just a fact. There is rampant corruption, and that's just the way it is. But does it have to be that way anymore? I don't think so. I don't think we necessarily need to stay in the type of government that we have now. And I see, here's the thing. Some mega Christians out there are going to freak out at me saying this, but anyway, or hey, I'm sure there's other religions out there that have their religious texts that talk about the one world government and how it's just completely evil. But I mean, let's be honest. A blockchain technology could reshape the way we do government. And think about it like this. In this type of system where everyone can vote, like, there's no reason why we couldn't have, let's say, an overarching blockchain government that sets up, just simple, like, they essentially do these simple human rights. Like, we have a big blockchain government that decide, like, we all vote on it and decide, like, our basic human rights. And then we have another form of that blockchain, government, but for each different locality, someone could engineer this type of system. I'm not the dude to engineer. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. I'm not that smart. And also, like, I'm just some dude who makes YouTube videos. So, like, come on now. I don't have an engineering degree, but there's people out there that could do this clearly already. But why not just go ahead and start doing it? Or hey, let's at least start the conversation about this. Like, I found plenty of articles talking about how blockchain is gonna change the face of government. It's gonna make government so much better. Got a text. But anyway, I think it's gonna kill government. Like, I don't think what government looks like today will be the same at all here in 5 years. And I think that's a good thing. I think it should happen. I mean, there's a whole bunch of specifics that you get into of why this might not work. But see, here's the thing. If you're someone who let's say right now you're typing out a comment and you're about to tell me why this won't work, could you have written that same comment about the government that we're in now? And again, I live in the US, you might live somewhere totally different, and you might love your government. You might think your government does a great job. And hey, they just might. But wouldn't it be better if that government was much more secure in almost every way? Probably be better. So, hey, I hope this piques your interest. Tell me what you think down in the comments below. Just let me know what you think. Hey, give me a true, honest opinion. We can disagree. We can agree. Hey, either way. It's a free world, Let's all talk. If you like the video, hit the like button. And I post videos like this every day. I'm trying to get it up to 2 videos a day. I do it off and on here and there. I'm trying to make it a regular thing, posting 2 videos a day. It's difficult. I know plenty of you guys out there that just think it's super easy to make a video, and it really honestly is, but then you have to spend the time editing, making a thumbnail, getting the description good. So it takes some time. Hit that subscribe button. I put quite a bit of effort into these videos. Sometimes not as much as I think I should, but hey, I really do appreciate everyone. Here recently, you guys have been blowing up the channel. Everybody's been commenting, liking. You guys have been awesome. So thank you guys again. I'll see you, and I'll be throwing up the screen right now of all the people that support me over on LBRY or Odyssey. If, hey, you're thinking of, I want to protect, myself, use of blockchain technology for the videos that I watch, check out LBRY Odyssey. They actually respect you. They treat you nice. It's a good platform. Definitely need to be over there. And you can also check the description down below. I have a Libra account, or Libra Pay account. So you can go over there if you want to support me and help me, financially. It's much appreciated. But either way, if you want to support me over on LBRY, it helps out just as much. And hitting that like button and commenting here lets YouTube know that, I'm making decent content, so they should at least show it to other people. Any way that you help out a creator, it's always much appreciated. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.